Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for fucking dinner, all right? On one, ready? All right.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
The Mask.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the Mask Podcast. I'm your host, Mark. My co-host, Rick. Rick, what's going on, bro?
Not a whole hell of a lot. Ready to rock and roll. Got some great topics today.
Yes, sir. First off, I don't know what happened yesterday. Like, I went to share the feed. You know, you make the feed and it goes to like Twitter, X, or where the fuck it goes, right? So I get a fucking message from Facebook, right? They're like, hey, copyright infringement. I'm like, motherfucker, first of all, I didn't go live. Like, there's no music playing. Like, what the fuck did I do wrong? They sent me off 2 motherfucking lists of like, yo, we're going to ban this account from going live. So to anybody that's trying to watch on Facebook, I'm sorry, but somehow we got banned from Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Maybe they don't like the fucking AI. Maybe they don't like the mask. I don't know what it is, but somehow I got 2 fucking messages about copyright infringement. I'm like, what the fuck did we copyright? And you know me, as far as we've been working together, I always hated sharing in Facebook groups because they always on some bullshit. Yeah. But not to have this streaming on the Facebook platform, which my normal friends and followers watch it on Facebook. Now they can't watch it. That's some bullshit. So fuck you, Zuckerberg. Like real shit. All right, but this week as normal, we just did week 11 of the NFL.
Yep.
So as always, we're going to break down week 11, break down the games. We're going to do our top 5 power rankings. We're also going to do our weekly picks. Then the second half of the show, we're going to totally switch gears. We're going to go from football to entertainment. We're going to talk about was the HBO Max? Is that what it's called?
Yes, sir.
Or HBO Go, whatever. HBO Max. Not here Max. I think Cinemax. HBO Max.
13 names, bro.
HBO Max show The Penguin. The DC world, which I always allude to Rick because Rick is like, he's like the fucking DC expert to me. But yes, he pretty much forced me to watch this show. So for all the Penguin fans, not even like if you're a Batman fan of the new Batman, fuck it, or even the old Batman, it was a great show to watch. So we're going to, spend the second half of the show talking about that show in particular, and maybe a couple other entertainment topics. So as always, we're going to jump into the greatest shit of all, the second greatest sport, because I'm still the NBA guy. I fucking love the NBA more than I love the NFL. I am not going to fucking lie. Week 11, it was week 11 weeks in. I can honestly say we have not had a bullshit week yet. Like, we have had 11 great weeks of football. It doesn't matter if your team is 9-1 or fucking 2-9. Like, every week has had some great fucking football, man. And this week did not disappoint, especially if you're an Eagles fan. Wait a minute, who did we just beat? Oh yeah, I didn't get on that shit yet. But all right, so let's jump into Oh, what do you know? First game of the motherfucking week. Ha ha! The Eagles defeated the Washington Commanders 26-18. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
This is a good divisional game, man. We'll say it week in and week out. The Commanders playing great football. The Eagles are finally starting to catch their stride. This was just a good divisional game.
For me, I loved it. For Joe, not so much. And Joe is not producing the show today. Today is actually his birthday, so happy birthday, Joe. You know,
birthday, boss.
Yeah, I guess we see you back next week. You sold us out this weekend, so see, you would sell us out when your Commanders lose to my Eagles. All of a sudden, it's your birthday, right? And you can't do the show. You know what I'm saying? I know Joe gonna watch this shit later and be like, you know what? Delete. But no, great, like Rick said, man, and we talked about last week. Never trust a division game. I don't give a fuck what your record is. The Eagles showed up, did what I thought they should do. Use Barkley, run the ball, great defense. As long as I've been watching football, I'm not saying this because this is my team. I have never really seen a secondary shut out wide receivers the way that they shut out Washington wide receivers. I think McLaurin, for all the things he's done this year, I think he had 2 passes thrown his way and caught 1. Like I've never seen no shit like that. Their passes came through a running back. Even Zach Ertz, the tight end, caught some, but the receivers were completely shut down. No matter what Rick says, Fangio, good job on the defensive end with that young second. Yeah. Rick got some thing against fucking Vic, y'all. It's some Miami shit. I get it. And Rick was right. He's like, sometimes, maybe he stopped coaching them or the players just stopped playing, but something just didn't mesh well in Miami. At the end of the day, Miami still got a top fucking 5 like defense. So, it worked out for everybody. So in that part, great win by the Eagles, man. Great win by the Eagles. Commanders, still a young team. Y'all still up and coming, but y'all got your ass whipped. Next game. This was a great fucking game. Well. If you're a field goal kicker. But the Steelers defeated the Ravens 18-16. Rick, thoughts on this game?
This game was a weird piece of history. Never in my life. It's been. I immediately said this in the chat. Like, we went into a game where Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals within 50 yards, and Derrick Henry fumbled the football. And for the first time in 3 years, that is so bizarre to me that those 2 things happened in the same game. But that pressure against a divisional opponent, my gosh, and 2 of them fighting for the top of the division. This was just fun to watch.
I guess, you know what? We're not going to crap on Pittsburgh fans who doubted Mike Tomlin or who doubted Russell Wilson, because we've been doing that for the past 2 or 3 weeks. You know what? Fuck that. We're still going to do it. And I'll say this honestly, because we all know there are some fans out there who were or are still waiting for Wilson to fuck up. Just because they can say, see, Tomlin shouldn't have did it. My man is undefeated since he took the helm. They beat Washington the week prior, then just beat a team that many thought is one of the best in the AFC. Whether or not Russell was thrown for 400 yards, he doesn't have to throw for 400 yards. He just has to manage the game. Right now, that's all we can ask any fucking quarterback to do now is just manage the fucking game. Yeah. The defense did its job against Henry and Lamar Jackson. Yes, 180 field goals. Cool. Look, here's the thing. Everything doesn't have to end in a fucking touchdown. A quarterback's job or offense job is if you're not going to score, at least get in a position for a field goal. Put points on the board. They did it 6 motherfucking times. Granted, we would love to get in the end zone, but still, you got your kicker in a position to put points on the board. That's what they did. That's how they won this game. Give the Steelers their applause. Like, give them their props for beating the Ravens.
Well, here's what's going to be funny is damn well when these two teams face off again, it's just going to be a shootout.
Yeah, right.
50 or something.
It is what that was a great game to watch. I didn't get to watch much football because I normally work on Sundays, but able to sit there once again, field goal. I was cool with it. I was cool with it because I know what that division is like. That is a rough division to score points in. Like, I expected it. It was great. The only thing I didn't like was that I had to stream the game because I live in New York, and that means they were showing the Jets.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm saying no matter what fucking region I'm in, like, really, y'all really gonna make us watch the fucking Jets?
That's torture right there. Cruel
I'm
and
like,
unusual
fuck. So, had to stream the game. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that streaming shit later because, Rick and his hatred for Netflix and shit. Well, we're going to get on that in the Tyson shit later on.
Yeah.
But that was a great win by the Steelers, though. This right here should be just outlawed.
Oh,
like, I Jesus Christ. Detroit beat the brakes off of the Jaguars. 52-6. God. Yep. Damn, they was multiplying. Rick, you got any thoughts on this game?
Hey, well, at least you can say the Jags finally didn't lose by a single score. You know what I mean? They didn't lose by a touchdown or less in this one. You said it earlier this year, and I'll say it week in and week out, and we're going to keep going until they finally freaking derail. If they derail, who's going to slow down the fucking Lions, man? Because nobody can seem to do it. That right now, they're playing like the most complete team in football. Shit.
And once again, as we talk about it every week, y'all keep talking about that injury. Just keep fucking winning. The only person worried about the injury is the motherfuckers not on the field.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, and everybody's bashing on the Lions because they're running up the score on people, and it, bro. First and foremost, I've always been under the impression that, like the old saying, if you're that mad about it, stop it. You know what I mean? Stop the run. Stop the pass game. Stop them from putting fucking points on the board. It's not their job to save your feelings. It's their job to win football games. Oh, man. And you know what? Y'all, how forgetful people are. Back when the Patriots were making their run years ago, they were going for it on 4th down up like 25 fucking points. Nobody was saying shit then. No, you just got to beat them. Shut up.
Shut up. Look, Rick hit it completely. No matter what team I root for, the Lions, in my opinion, are still the most complete team in the NFL. The defense, yes, a little shabby, but still, like, you got to outscore them. You can go like touchdown for touchdown, but somehow, some way, I think they still going to score more than you. Like, these motherfuckers are for real. The running game, like, man, these two backs, Gibbs and Montgomery are a force together. Williamson, Laporta, St. Brown, that is a hell of a trio to throw the ball to. In golf, like, I mean, shit, man. We talk about the greatness of Mahomes, but once again, golf doesn't get that because he has not won a Super Bowl. So when you think about those great quarterbacks, everybody think about, they got to win the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow don't have a Super Bowl, but he's talked about more than golf is talked about. Burrow went to a Super Bowl, so they golf. Like, do we just forget that? Like, a ton of people do tend to forget that he did lead the Rams. I said the Rams. Yeah. The Rams to a Super Bowl. Then he got traded and shit. I guess they really. I mean, look, that trade worked out for everybody. The Rams got a Super Bowl out of it. That worked out for everybody. But at the end, that was a great win by the Lions.
Right.
Next up, we have the Rams beat the Patriots 28-22. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
Don't. As much as I hate to say it, the Patriots are starting to come around.
Yeah.
I think switching Drake May was probably their best bet. Now they're still losing football games, but this was a close one. And the Rams are a good football team. So are they hitting their stride completely? No, but they're starting to figure it out. The Rams, man, I don't know what's going on with that team. It's another close game. They barely squeaked this one out, but a win's a win.
Yeah. What I need them to play like, some bullshit next week. I mean, this week coming as they play the Eagles. But the Rams are scary. I think they're like 5-5, I think. And that's mainly due injuries. And they lost their receivers for a minute, but they're back healthy. Stafford, never count them out. Never count Stafford out. I mean, you got Kupp and Nakua, like those are two great receivers. Then you got Kyron Williams, a great run, well, not great, but a pretty solid running back. Mm-hmm. That is still a team that you really need to be mindful about. The Patriots, like you're saying, yes, okay, it's another loss. At this point, we should not be looking at the Patriots' record as a barometer for how we view them. Like, they got a young quarterback. They have no fucking weapons. No weapons. Like, my man is playing catch with his next-door neighbor. But Drake May he's a fucking baller. Like, he is a baller. All they got to do is put the proper weapons around him. And then, once again, we cannot discredit their defense. It's still a young defense. Like the Patriots, if they do this shit correctly, they are a team that will be a force to be reckoned with within a year or two, because you still got to get the pieces in place. They're not gonna get all through the draft. But they played the Rams close. In my opinion, probably should have won the motherfucking game. But Drake May, welcome to the NFL, bro. Like, for real, I mean, I'm not gonna have you on my fantasy team, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, Drake May is a baller. Good win for the Rams as they move on against my Eagles, but that's a whole nother subject.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why this game was even played, but we gotta talk about shit. The Saints defeat the Browns 35-14. Rick, any thoughts on this game? 35-14.
I made the mistake of picking the fucking Browns.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
That was one of my L's this week, but ugly football game. Two teams that are clearly on a decline. Still figuring shit out. The Browns, man, y'all deserve everything you get. Not hating on Browns fans, but y'all deserve everything you get for the what the hell's that guy's name?
Watson.
Yeah, for Watson. And Neil, listen, as a Dolphins fan, when I heard he was going to Cleveland, bro, I was so relieved. But at the end of the day, I mean, you still play football games. You still got to finish out the season. This was ugly, man. If the Saints beat you 35-14, what are we doing?
For me, once again, I mean, Derek Carr still has a job. I mean, he's not playing bad. The Taysom Hill shit. I still don't understand what he is. Is he a quarterback? Is he a running back? Is he a receiver? Is he I mean, he's a football player. Like, I mean, he's my man carried the ball, I think, 7 times for like $130. Let me look that shit up. Yeah, 7 carries for 138 fucking yards. And he had 8 catches for 50 yards.
Yep.
Like, I mean, dude he's an all-around player. We all know how they started the season. Started out smoking everybody until they ran against the Eagles, and kind of season just went downhill from there. But I mean, but then you look at the Browns. Jameis Winston. Hold on, let me pull that up.
Had a great game.
Yeah, that's how I was about to. My man, 395 fucking yards. Winston,
I think that's the closest that someone's gotten to 400 yards this year.
Winston threw for 395 yards, but he was 30 for 46, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And they only put 14 points. You threw for almost 400 yards and only put 14 points on the board.
Yeah, only put 14 points on the damn board. Jerry Jeudy, he had a monster game, 6 catches, a buck 42. Nick Chubb, I get it, the injury, he's still coming off, but once again, you're getting beat with that score. There is no room to really run the ball. So all you can do is just sling that shit down the field. But once again, as you're saying, almost 400 yards, yet you only got 14 points out of that shit. Right. I guess it's the bend but don't break rule. But then once again, for a cat like Winston moving forward, well, we could talk about that for another week. But in that regard, like the Browns dropped to 2-8. Damn, Cleveland, Jesus. Hey, look at the hold on, where the hell is that division? I need to find them standings real quick.
You know what? While you're doing that, here's one for you. We're signing fucking Watson or Aaron Rodgers. Because I tell you, neither one of them's worked out for either team.
Boy, y'all hatred for Aaron Rodgers is just crazy. Don't worry, we're gonna get on that too. Because I can never understand it. The Watson shit, Watson was never that great of a quarterback to begin with. Like, we just gonna keep that a buck. Like, the reason I still don't understand why they gave Watson all that money. His best Houston days never amounted to the amount of money that he was paid. So we could talk about, once again, Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers' resume speaks for itself. But Watson, I don't know what thought that he was worth all this fucking money, all this guaranteed money at that. I never understood. That is purely on Cleveland. But once again, if I'm Watson and someone say, hey, I'm going to give you $400 million, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not worth that. That's cool. You can keep that money. Fuck no. I'm saying, yo, here is my direct deposit information. Yeah. Like, do I sign this contract with your pen or do I need to bring one of my own? I'm not turning that down. I don't blame him. I blame the fucking organization for that. That was their fucking dumbness. But, we're not done with the Aaron Rodgers shit because, you know what, all y'all, boy, I should have made a graphic about Aaron Rodgers. Y'all killing me with that one. And oh my God, speaking of it, bam. The Colts defeated the Jets 28-27. Well, we know Rick got something to say about this shit.
The Jets give me a fucking migraine, dude, because I'm not even a Jets fan. I needed the Jets to win this fucking game. I needed the Colts to lose to try to, push the fucking wild card.
Yeah, that ain't happening for y'all, bro.
And the Jets fucked it up, man. And there's not much to say other than the fact that team is quit. The team is quit. They're not trying to win. They're not mentally there. They're just trying to go out. And if they have incentives, they're trying to hit those incentive marks, and that's what they're playing for. They ain't doing shit other than that. They're not trying to win.
I agree. And this was the return of Anthony Richardson. I mean, I guess you can call it a comeback. So I don't know what to fucking call it. Like, he's here, he's not there, then he's back. Like, like they just got everybody going in fucking circles. However, as far as the game goes, it was a great comeback win for the Colts. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, this is why I get so pushed when cats point the finger at that one player. Last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Adams, Garrett Wilson, they don't play fucking defensive end, nose tackle, linebacker, cornerback. There's no way that the coach should be dropping 28 points from the fucking Jets. The offense did what they're supposed to do. The offense did not let the coach march down the field in the last fucking minute to score the game. But yet, as we talked about last week, all everybody do is point the finger at the quarterback. I never understood that. Why? Because they don't like him as a person. They ain't got shit to do with on the field. They don't like his smugness. So they're like, oh, fuck him. I'm glad he's losing. I'm like, dude, they ain't got shit to do with this on the field. Tom Brady is the most smugness person in the fucking world. But everybody loves him. Well, not everybody. But at the same time, Joe Montana's another asshole.
Yeah.
But they love him. Terry Bradshaw, dickhead. But they loved him. Michael Irvin. There's so many dickheads who done great fucking things. But when it comes to Rodgers, it's like, man, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. I'm like, dude, once again, as we throw the stats out in the chat, passing is down in the league. The Jets average more passing yards than my fucking Eagles. Meaning Aaron Rodgers averaged more passing yards than Jalen fucking Hurts. It's their fucking defense that sucks. They're giving up, what, I think $130 on the fucking ground? But no one's pointing a finger at Sauce Gardner and Hassan Reddick and none of them. They pointing the finger at the fucking quarterback because the defense can't tackle no fucking body. That's where I say it's very unfucking fair. I get it.
It's almost as if they fired their defensive-minded coach. And
I know, like,
that.
who would? And that's the other issue with the team. I'm not looking at it. You know what? I hate to say this. I hope you're not watching. The Jets are the stepbrothers of the Cowboys.
Bro,
they both got these owners who just cannot leave football. Like, you got Woody Johnson. He wants to be an owner and then be an ambassador of another country. Like, my nigga, like, choose what you want to do, bro. I get it. You did not hire Salah. Your brother did. So in your mind, you're like, you know what? This is my motherfucking team. I'm going to fire him. That was personal. It shouldn't have been personal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fired. My bad.
I was just gonna say we were about to touch on the same thing. They just fired the GM who put together on paper this great young team that's just dysfunctional. It's not that it's not talented. They have plenty of talent there. It's not the GM's fault the team's dysfunctional. That's your dumbass for forcing them to make all these moves to try to get fans involved because you put together such a good thing. You thought you could win right away. You tried to hit the fast forward button on it. That's all on you. That's all on ownership. You take the blame. You can't get mad because you built the tent, put the high wire act in, hired all these clowns, and I can't believe it turned into a circus. The fuck?
Yeah, they should never have fired the coach. It was rough times, but as it was talked about, like, I don't think he did not have the respect of not one. I mean, I think he had the respect of every player in that joint, whether or not Rodgers got him fired. No. Once again, that's the defense. The defense was shaky while he was there, but once work that shit out, you didn't give him a chance to work it out because I think Woody, like Jerry Jones, wanted to show who writes the checks.
Right.
Like, you know what, my brother did this. You know what, my brother's an asshole. You know what, get the fuck out of here. Then the GM hiring is what really fucked me up today. Like, okay, and I think Greg had mentioned it. Like, the Zach Wilson. I'm like, dude, let's say this dude made 40 motherfucking draft picks. We just gonna focus on that Zach Wilson joint? We're not gonna focus on Wilson and fucking Hall and fucking and Sauce Gardner and Michael Carr. We're not Michael Harry. We're not gonna focus on them. We're gonna focus on the Zach Wilson miss. What the, like? Once again, it's the shit that just pushes me when you look at one thing and blame the decline on one motherfucking thing.
Well, so we missed on Zach Wilson, but who pressured him to go out and get fucking Aaron Rodgers? You could have came in, saved all that money, saved the picks, could have got an able-bodied veteran quarterback. You could have drafted a quarterback high, developed that kid in the past 2 years, and do it. You went out, spent all the money on Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he took a pay cut. Don't come at me for that. But you still, even if he went down last year, you still didn't have a backup plan. You didn't have a backup plan this year if he sucked. If he couldn't come back from the injury. You guys put yourself in this position. You can't push the blame on nobody else but your fucking self.
Now, that part is where I agree with. They didn't have a backup plan. As far as getting Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what team y'all will be coaching or ownership for. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming off what? Damn near a fucking MVP season? Motherfucker, I'm going for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was not showing no decline. He was coming off what is a damn near MVP type season.
And then they get him for like what, a third round, potentially a second?
So I'm like, I can't fault. No, of course, like I said in the chat, everybody now is like, oh no, I wouldn't have did it. Motherfucker, y'all wasn't saying that shit 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Y'all say, oh shit, that's a great move. That's a great move. Now hindsight is 2020. Now Cass is like, you know what, that was not a great move. Yes, it was.
I remember having the argument with people. Now they're saying because I'm a Dolphins fan that I didn't like the move and that's why. But no, I told you, I said it flat out, and I'm being honest when I said I didn't like the move because even if Aaron Rodgers went out, won the Super Bowl, yes, you got your ship, and that's all well and good. But you put yourself in this position, and he was never going to be the long-term answer. That's what I didn't like about the move. He was never going to be more than a 2, maybe 3-year player, and then you were going to be right back where you started, and you didn't go out and get a quarterback to back it up, to develop under him. And he's not a guy who's gonna mentor a young quarterback. He was never going to transition to the next guy. So they put themselves in a bad position to be right where they are right now. He's bad. They got no answer in return, and they have nothing going forward. So now the only answer is either blow the team up and get as much draft capital as you can, or try to find some way to make Aaron Rodgers the guy he used to be.
I don't think they got to blow it up. If you got to get another quarterback, like my man gonna be 154 years old next year. Like you don't have to blow the team up because Adams is still gonna be there because he's still on the fucking contract. Wilson is still gonna be there. Conklin's still gonna be there. Breece Hall is still gonna. Everybody's still gonna be there. Just go get a young quarterback. I mean, you're fucking losing. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're tanking. Like you're tanking while still playing. I mean, that's some crazy shit when you think about it. It's not like you say, "Hey, Aaron Rodgers, Adams, go sit y'all asses down so we get a higher pick." Y'all still saying, "Hey, we can win this fucking game." Y'all still losing, so that gotta fuck with me mentally. But at the end of the day,
to your third string quarterback, but that's a different story.
Yeah, there are quarterbacks out there. You can take like a Cam Ward or somebody may fall into your fucking hands. A whack ass Carson Beck may fall into your fucking hands. Draft them. Aaron ain't gonna play but probably one more fucking year. Let them learn under him. If that's the case, then here you go. Your future's still set. Adams is still young. Wilson is still young. Hall is still young. Like, there's a future there, but we'll see if Woody Johnson, whatever the fuck he's doing. He wants to be the fucking ambassador of Afghanistan next year. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But just go where the fuck you going, bro, and take Jerry Jones with you. I'm sorry, y'all. We spent too much time on the Jets in that segment. I'm sorry. Anyway, going on. I believe Steve is in the chat, right?
Steve.
Yeah. So the Minnesota Vikings beat the Titans 23-13. Rick, thoughts on this game? The Vikings.
The Vikings, they got back to their winning ways. Okay, that's cool and all. The Titans, man.
Sorry.
Titans are another team, man. They got to go back to the drawing board. It's just not working out with Will Levis. And I know you guys think, give a young quarterback time, but we'll see on year 3 right now, 2 or 3. The Titans are in disarray, man. Vikings, shout out to Sam Darnold for turning himself around, but it goes back to Darnold. Didn't he play for the Jets? Am I thinking that right?
Yeah. Who the fuck did he play for?
Didn't the Jets draft him? Geno Smith didn't work out with the Jets. It's funny how all these guys do well after leaving the Jets. It says a lot about that, and I know we spent way too much time on the Jets, but at the end of the day, it just highlights the dysfunction within that organization. So Sam Darnold going out and being the stopgap, being the quarterback of not for the future, of the right now for the Vikings. He's doing his thing. Can't complain. He had 20 for 32 for 246 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a respectable game.
Yeah, I always talk about the Vikings, and I talk about their offense because, it's been injured while Hawkinson is out, but, everybody's healthy now. The only thing that concerned me was the running game, but then again, the Titans, I believe, I could be wrong, are the fucking number 1 run-stopping team in the fucking league. But, we focus so much on Levis bum ass that these dudes actually play defense. Now,
right.
They got the Vikings did come out with they come out victorious. I am a little worried about their run game, and maybe it was just this game. It just could be a fluke that they couldn't run. I mean, it is hard to run against a team that is stopping a run, at a rate that the Titans are doing. So I understand that. So the game did fall on Darnold's shoulders, and Darnold produced. So for the naysayers who may say, well, of course he produced. He has JJ and Addison. Well, that's how you build a motherfucking team. What the fuck? Is he wrong for having fucking Jefferson and Addison on the team? That's not his motherfucking fault. I mean, shit.
Well, because if he was thinking it up, they'd be the exact opposite. Oh, he doesn't have any weapons. If Jefferson wasn't there, you'd be throwing him under the bus. There's no one there for them to throw the ball to.
Facts. At the end of the day, they're 8-2. They started out the year great, but they're still 8-2. They are still a team to you don't take them lightly, because at the end of the day, they can drop 40 on your ass before you fucking know it, and your ass is going home.
What's wild is they're 8-2 and they're playing so fucking well, and they're still in second place in that fucking division.
I mean, what they only a game behind though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some wild shit. Like, you know what? See, this once again, this is how we get like way off topic and shit. Because I want to know when is, and I know Steve is in the chat, and Steve probably got this shit like locked in his fucking memory.
He's got it circled on the calendar.
Yeah. Oh, it's the last game of the season. I guess at that point, everybody, Rick knew I was going with this. It's the last game of the fucking season. Shit.
Yo, they've got the Packers
and
the Lions. Their last two games are divisional games, man. The NFL did them dirty.
Not even that, yo. I mean, not even that. They got the Bears, the Seahawks, the Packers, and the Lions to end the fucking season, on top of having the Falcons and the Cardinals and play. Damn, Steve. Yo, y'all got a rough ass fucking schedule, bro.
Yep. He was talking about that cakewalk earlier in the season, man. That schedule's back loaded.
That second half of the schedule smacked the shit out of y'all. But look, 8-2, great win. I can't wait to come back in about 2 or 3 more weeks, and let's see where this Viking team is at. Titans, we gave up on y'all a long ass time ago. Y'all now motherfucking factors. Shit. Yeah, here we go, right here, Rick.
Woo!
Yeah, he just a woo.
Give him the old Ric Flair. What up?
The Dolphins defeated the Raiders 34-19. Well, I know you got some thoughts on this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, as much as I enjoy the game, as much as I enjoy a win, this game that was had me cussing. This whole game had me freaking cussing, and I'll tell you why. Because we go from a great game against the Rams to having that defense step up and really step into a top 5 defense. And man, the Raiders were just giving me fits all game. I'm like, why can't we fucking stop them? Like, we'd eventually go on to win. But man, I was nervous this whole fucking game. The defense did not play with the intensity as it did the week before. Going down the stretch where they got all these tough games where they're trying to win out and make the playoffs. If you play like they did against the Raiders, they're not going to make it.
Your Dolphins, like I said, as we talk about every week, they will always get a pass from me. You lose, I don't give a fuck. You lose your quarterback, I feel for you. Mm-hmm. But we all know, like, I don't care if you don't like them. I don't care. You take Tua away from that team, it's a different team. So they get a pass, and it sucks because it's almost like a wasted year for them. It sucks, but we know what they can do when they're who they are. I still love y'all running backs. H and Morset. I even announced that motherfucker's name.
Mostert.
I always say, boy, fuck, I say Morset. Ain't no goddamn what's it called. I love them too. Of course, Waddle and Hill. I fucking love Smith, the tight end. He's growing on me.
He's finally starting to come around.
Yeah, he's growing on me. Of course, I'm always gonna be a Waddle and fucking Tua fan because Roll Tide all the way. But you know what I'm saying. But what I love about the Dolphins is their defense. Now, the Raiders they are a football team, but they aren't a football team.
Not a very good one.
Not a very good team.
But we talked about it week in and week out, man. I mean, it's going to take some time for the Raiders. You got a first time head coach there, man. It's you're not going to figure it out in year one, especially with backup quarterbacks as your starters.
Who they got? Aiden O'Connell and who the hell's the other
Minshew.
Oh yeah. So who started? Wait a minute, who the fuck started this week?
Gardner Minshew.
So it's like it's like they flipping the coin. Like, you know what, you got week 11, you know what, bro, you got week 12, then you got week 13, then you got week 14. Now
whoever calls dibs gets to start that week.
Yeah, they do got the great I keep saying great. I'm sorry, y'all. They do have what I would be a soon to be great tight end. We can call him the next Travis Kelce and Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker is the truth. I remember watching him in college at Joe. I was like, you know what? He might do something, and then I had no fucking idea. And he's doing it with a lollipop quarterback.
Right.
Okay, damn. Why am I talking about people? He's doing that with not so great quarterback play, and without another proven receiver or a proven running back. So if the Raiders can draft well, which they might have a top 3 pick coming up. You got to get a quarterback. You have to get a quarterback.
Right. So
just imagine how good he could be with a fucking quarterback. Like,
right.
He's going to be a problem. But I'm gonna write an article on this later. But I don't want
one good quarterback, a wide receiver, and then focus on defense. Let the defense be your identity until your quarterback learns. He'll be all right.
Boom. Do the same shit they tried with Zach Wilson in New York. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We're gonna stop talking about the Jets. But
the problem with the Jets again. When was the last time the Jets had a great tight end like that? How are you developing quarterbacks without a tight end? I don't understand the NFL.
The Jets had a tight end before? Let me stop. Let me stop. I can't remember. Wait a minute. Damn. See, they had me look that shit up. Jets tight end. I had to go to Google on that one. Jets. Hey, yo, why you bullshitting? Yeah.
Name me. Go ahead. Try to figure out the last great tight end for the Jets.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can hear me typing on my damn phone because I'm sitting here trying to.
I stumped him.
Oh shit! I'm just going through the list. I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck? Yeah. See, a tight end is a security blanket for a quarterback who is going to, everybody know, everybody watch football, who's going to roam in the middle of the field. Just find a soft spot in the zone or defense in particular and just sit there. And once again, it's not to big up the quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers has always had a good tight end. What's his name? Coughlin, I think. He caught a couple of balls, but he's not a guy that I am going to trust like that. Like I said, Bowers for the Raiders is good for a cat like Minshew. But you bring in Shador Sanders next year or Cam Ward, great. Great. Please don't bring in Carson Beck just because they went to school together. Please don't do that. Please do not do that, Oakland. If y'all do that shit, somebody just kick y'all and put y'all in XFL. I didn't know if that's still a real league, but y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. But anyway, good win by the Dolphins.
Yes,
according to Rick, I guess they're trying to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Very slim playoff hopes alive. But great win for them in week 11. This is another heartbreaking game. Like, if you're a Bears fan, I'm sorry. All I can do is apologize. But the Packers beat the Bears 20-19. Rick, thoughts on this game?
Yeah,
that hurt.
I feel for every single Bears fan because at the end of the day, weren't they up the entire game?
Yeah, that one hurt.
Second, ain't nothing more disappointing than when your team pulls it. Like, okay, so yeah, your season's kind of in the trash. Like, and you're getting your hopes up because you're like, oh, we're finally gonna beat a division rival. We're figuring it out. It's gonna be a rough year, but we're figuring it out. And then you get to face the heartbreak in the last few minutes. it's such like being a fan of a bad team and being a loyal fan of a bad team coming from a Dolphins fan. I gotta tell you, it fucking sucks every year.
And bad clock management, we can say. But at the end of the day, it was still a makeable field goal. Mm-hmm. But I mean, as we saw, I think it was last week with Kansas City. Sometimes, yo, the ball just don't bounce your fucking way.
Yep.
We can't say it's freak plays because special teams do practice blocking fucking field goals.
Yeah.
It's just that it don't happen too often. And when it happens, it just tends to happen at the end of the fucking game.
Right.
Like tough shit for Denver last week. Very tough loss for Chicago. The Caleb Williams experience, I'm still 50-50 on that. He's played well at times, and then he's played like a rookie at times. But as you talked about earlier, division game, you had the Packers on the ropes. This was your game to win. After firing, who the fuck they just fired? They was the OC, right?
Yep.
After firing the OC, this was a game that I'm saying you didn't need to win, but you had the fucking game against a team that will tell you in a minute, we own y'all. Like that's some shit though.
that's the wildest statement I've ever heard too.
Like they own you. And I mean, hey, the blocked field goal proves it again. The Packers do own the fucking Bears. Sorry, Christy.
Well, at the end of the day, we say it week in and week out. I mean, you can be mad and fans can be mad about the blocked field goal, but we say it every week. It should not have come down to one play. Execute.
They fucking own y'all. This was a shocker of the week for me. I mean, it was some good games.
Jesus.
This right here, fuck, man. Look, the Broncos beat the dog shit out of the Falcons 38-6. Rick, thoughts on this game?
Oh my God! Listen, I'm gonna say it flat out. We talk about, we said it, I think a couple weeks ago that the Falcons, man, they're just gonna have those bad games, and Kirk Cousins is just gonna have bad games, and it's gonna be night and day for him. And late in the season, he just kind of falls apart, and that's what he did in Minnesota, and blah blah blah. And it's just at the end of the day, you got beat by the Broncos. I think this one was more of a coaching win than a team win. I'm not dogging out the Broncos. I know they're, Bo Nix looks like he found his day to show up, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Sean Payton outcoached the Falcons. I mean, if you're going to have a game like this, the Broncos put themselves on the map. They let them know, like, hey, man, this guy is our future. I mean, Bo Nix goes 28 for 33, 370 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's finally your welcome to the NFL moment.
That I didn't watch this game at that time. You're like scoreboard watching, and you know how you look at something and you're like, that can't be right. So
a typo.
Yeah, I remember exiting out of ESPN. And I'm like, okay, ESPN, they do glitching and shit at times. So I'm like, all right, that shit can't be wrong. So I go to Bleacher Report. I'm like, holy shit, that's the second site that said this score. I'm like, this can't be right. I'm saying, like, I'll big up Atlanta all day long. I did not expect fucking Bo Nix to go fucking John Elway on on Atlanta, like the way he did. Like, only person I can probably give that props, and not even give props to, is Keith. And when I can say, can you name me 4 Broncos players? Like, I can sit right here and look at the stat thing on the Broncos. I still don't know who the fuck these guys are. And I'm sitting here looking at their names. I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this dude? I remember you in college. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, where the fuck did you come from? And yet, Sean Payton got these fuckers. What are you? 6-5. Look, 4 wins was my top for them. They 6-5. They still in the fucking playoff hunt. I mean, granted, they
Fucking
still
Falcons screwed me over on this one too. Needed the Broncos to lose. What are we doing out here? Don't want to see.
y'all see what Rick. You see how personal get Rick like, yo, y'all fucking up my Dolphins. Yeah. That loss kind of loss would have really fucking helped y'all. But once again, the Broncos got a strong defense. It's not talked about because we're so focused on Bo Nix in his rookie season that we're not focused on how stout the Denver Broncos defense is. Like, they taking shit back to Von Miller days. Like, these dudes are for real.
But that's always what Peyton's brought to the team. You remember the old Saints, man. The Saints just had a good defense. They let Drew Brees just freaking bomb all over teams while their defense.
That's because they was putting out bounties and shit. They was out here cheating.
Hey, true story.
No, I mean, look, man, the fucking Broncos out here balling. It was a great win for them, a great win for Bo Nix, and this once again, it's making Peyton look like a fucking genius. Peyton may have found his next Drew Brees. I'm once not comparing Bo Nix to Drew Brees, but at one point, Drew Brees was no fucking body. That, you know, I mean, you know, he was shipped out of town for another quarterback. So let's not forget that.
Oh, so I tell people that all the time. Y'all talk about how great he is. Drew Brees was going back and forth with Phillip Rivers in San Diego. They couldn't decide who they wanted to be their starter.
Yeah. Then he got with Peyton, and Peyton changed his whole career. So who know? Look, Peyton wanted Bo Nix. He's always wanted Bo Nix. And there's a reason why he wanted Bo Nix. Like, you watch Bo Nix throw, that dude reminds me of motherfucking Drew Brees.
Yep.
But he doesn't. I mean, Drew Brees doesn't move like Bo Nix does. That's what makes Bo Nix gonna be a fucking problem, yo. He's gonna be a fucking problem. And you don't believe me? Just ask the Falcons.
And the Falcons couldn't get nothing going, man.
They just and by the way, fuck you, Kurt, because you was my starting quarterback on my fantasy team. And you're the reason why I lost this week. I think I got I think it was 4 points out of him. 4 fucking fantasy points. I'm saying, look like,
oh damn.
I'm like, ESPN glitching again. They got to be glitching. There's no fucking way this dude got me 4 fucking. Fuck you, Kirk Cousins. All right, moving on to, I kind of like this score. I'm not saying I hate the 49ers, but I hate the 49ers. But good win by the Seahawks. 20-17 over San Fran. Rick, thoughts on this game?
I did not have the Seahawks winning this game. You know what? See, because fuck the Seahawks, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Every time I pick them to win a game, I'm like, at the start of the week, dude, I thought about the Seahawks beating the 49ers, and I almost made it one of my fucking picks, and I didn't. I changed it at the last fucking second before I sent it over to you. Should have fucking trusted my gut on it. Because every time I pick them, they lose, and every time I don't pick them, they win.
I'm happy the motherfuckers lost. But, I mean, look, Geno out here doing Geno things. I mean, no touchdowns, 221 yards, 1 interception. The ground game didn't reach 100. However, on the 49ers side, what the hell was that? I'm bugging fucker. I'm hearing shit. Brock Purdy. $159. I mean, McCaffrey is still out here doing McCaffrey things, but right now, I don't even think he can save their season.
No.
This was a much needed win for the Seahawks, in a much needed loss for the 49ers. Well, on my end, once again, I just don't like them motherfuckers. I really they get into my Dallas Cowboys territory where I just don't like you because I don't like you. But Seahawks, great win for them. Of course, y'all know I'm just saying, you just speed up because we got a whole lot of other shit to discuss. But good win for the Seahawks. 49ers, fuck y'all. You know what? I'm gonna kind of save that game right there for last. So we just gonna skip that one and go right here. Heartbreak City. Chargers beat the Bengals 34-27. Rick, thoughts on this game?
Oh man, the Chargers another team I needed. The Bengals but I needed both these teams to win, bro. This couldn't have ended in a tie.
Damn.
In a tie, no. Chargers, man, we got to give them their credit.
Yeah.
Just got them turned around. Can't even complain. The Bengals go from being real. The Bengals are just losing to good football teams, man. It's not even that the Bengals are bad this year. They're just losing to good football teams. The Ravens twice by less than a touchdown each time. They lost to the Chargers by a touchdown or less. They're just losing the good teams. Y'all want to sit here and throw Burrow under the bus. The defense is what's failing them. He's been having a great fucking season. They just can't win football games because they're playing too good of football teams.
Yeah, they got a rough ass schedule. Damn. Bengals, another heartbreaking loss. And as Rick just alluded to, like, start giving Harbaugh and the fucking Chargers their fucking credit. I remember picking them. I thought they were going to be shitty this year. I'm like, okay, they got no one to pass the ball to, but yet Herbert, he's fucking getting it done. Harbaugh, he just changed that whole fucking culture. Once again, that's another team that's not being talked about enough. They're right there in the fucking playoff hunt with we can't say rookie coach, but he's been out the mix for a while. But I mean, I did not see this happening. The Bengals, God, it gotta suck to be a Bengals fan right now.
Here's the thing: is just to touch on that, I saw it happening. I didn't expect the Chargers to turn around so quickly. Like, I thought year 2, maybe year 3, they'd figure it out, but now, not in year 1.
That gotta fucking suck. Sorry, sorry, Cincinnati. Better luck next year, fuckers. That's y'all fault for letting Joe Mixon go. But on another note, but good win by the Chargers. They move. Where the hell do the Chargers fall at right now? Chargers are now 7-3. God damn, 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, they for real. But good win for them. You know what? Yeah, I'm still gonna say that other game for last, but this one I didn't want to talk about it too long, but I do want to get a good laugh. And the battle of fucking Texas. I mean, literally, the roof just caved in on these motherfuckers. The Texans beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys, 34-10. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
Someone tell me why I picked Dallas to win this fucking game.
Yeah, you know what? No fucking comment.
If you want a good laugh, the internet has you covered with the memes they have for the Dallas fucking Cowboys. Anytime you're in a bad mood, just look up Dallas Cowboy memes, man, because every week they hit me with a new one that just has me cracking up. The Cowboys lose, and after the Tyson fight, it said someone created a meme that said guys named Mike are having a hard time winning in Dallas.
That's fucked up.
But let's be honest, we can blame the scapegoats, and freaking Greg says it week in and week out. We can blame whoever the hell we want, but nothing's going to change under the Dallas Cowboys regime until Jerry Jones and his ego isn't pulling the fucking strings anymore, because that's exactly what's going on. Yeah. How is one of the biggest boxing events in freaking the sport watched boxing events? There's been better matches in the past. One of the biggest watched boxing matches happened a few days ago, and then fast forward a few days and the fucking ceiling is falling. Like, what if that shit would have happened during the boxing match? Like, what the fuck? What is going on? Y'all thought the curtains was the biggest controversy over there. And the funniest part about that shit is, before the game, they're like, oh, should we just take the debris down? No. They didn't even grab it and freaking take it down. They zip tied it, or they drilled it down into the stadium. So now there's just a random piece of loose debris in their rafters that's fucking secure to the building. And why does that shit matter? Because that is the state of the Dallas Cowboys. You're like, what the fuck are they even doing?
Yeah, I know what the hell is he talking about? Vikings number one run defense, number one in takeaways, top 5 sacks, floor seats, rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Fuck the Vikings, Steve.
Number 1 in all this shit, but number 2 in the division. We ain't gonna talk about that. Come on.
Yeah, no. Vikings for real though. I ain't gonna fuck around with the Vikings like that. Just to be joking on Steve and shit. That's all I'm doing. But no, good win by the Vikings. Texans and Cowboys game. Look, I'm always happy when the Cowboys lose. It's always a great, it's always a great Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Whenever they fucking lose. Yeah, Cooper Rush. Yeah, you know what? Y'all team just sucks ass. The Texans, look, they're threats. They're serious. Nico Collins is back. They're back. Mixon, I know, we got the old meme with Wolverine in the picture. Like that's what Joe Burrow should be doing to the Joe Mixon picture right now. Just sad that he doesn't have the fucking running back. But that's a great win by the Texans. Cowboys, better luck next year. Bum ass motherfuckers. All right, then this game is the last one that we talk about. I want to say this last because that was, this was a great fucking game. Bills defeated the undefeated Chiefs at the time, 30-21. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
You know how every single fiber of my being hated this fucking matchup? Because I'm like, no matter who walks away victorious in this game, I'm going to be fucking miserable. I'm tired of the Bills winning the division. I'm tired of the fucking Chiefs winning damn near everything. This matchup, neither one of it mattered to me because the Dolphins aren't catching them in the division. The Chiefs falling, they're going to win that division. They're not going to, we're not going to get the wild card pulled away from them. They're not even going to be in the wild card. So this one, I'm like, just fucking lose. They could both lose. Is there a double loss? That'll never happen. But I'm glad that the Chiefs are not undefeated because that team is just so bad, but they're finding ways to win. Okay, they should have at least 3 more losses, but you can't hate on Andy Reid for being a good coach, for coaching a bad team to wins. I think the Bills are hitting their stride, and that's a problem for a lot of teams coming down the stretch. I don't think the Bills have enough to get to the Super Bowl this year, but maybe they do. We'll see. This was an interesting matchup. This might be your AFC division or conference championship right here.
For me, it was great. Like, great quarterback play. Allen, dude is a football player. You ain't got to like the motherfucker, and I get it. He's in the AFC East, and I really don't give a fuck about Buffalo like that. But dude, like there's certain quarterbacks you look at, you be like, you know what? I would not mind having that motherfucker on my team. Like right. Allen is that dude. Like I would not mind having that motherfucker as my quarterback. That's not saying anything about Hurts or anything. It's just that like you got quarterbacks who they're going to give you they're going to like literally leave that shit on the field. This motherfucker is Allen is something. He's different. Like dude is different.
It's funny because I always go back to the conversation when he came out in the NFL draft. I said, bro, I don't care what anybody says. Josh Allen is the most NFL. I'm not saying he was the best quarterback of that draft. I said he was the most NFL-ready quarterback in that draft. And, man, I got so much bullshit for that. Fast forward, and here we are, and he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So don't know anybody give me shit about that.
Yeah, fuck them motherfuckers. Yeah.
Myself on the back.
Do the ball. But, the Chiefs fell down to 1. They still the fucking Chiefs, so they're going to bounce back. The Bills are still just steady climbing up the motherfucking standards. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And then at the same time, you got to remember they weren't even healthy going into this game. They was out fucking Kincaid. They was out fucking Coleman. Like,
shout out to the GM for actually making moves and putting them in a position to freaking stay in the hunt.
Yeah, give them that. That's good fucking win by the Bills. They needed that win. Over the Chiefs. Chiefs, they're like, it's a fucking loss. Cool, we got that shit. Now that shit is like I'm saying. You go undefeated about 9-10 weeks in the year. Get that loss out the way. Get it the fuck out of the way because the pressure that comes with that undefeated shit, it's never good.
Well, yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, now they don't have to worry about that bullshit of like, hey, man, we should be playing our starters. We're trying to push for that undefeated season. I'm like, it wasn't gonna happen, man. Like, at the very best, this loss might hurt them in terms of the that first round bye, but they still got to play the rest of the games, man. So I don't even think I'm still thinking they lose maybe at least 1 or 2 more. Does Buffalo lose 1 or 2 more? Oof, that's tough to say.
Just wait and see. Good win by the Bills. All right, so that ends the Week 11 games breakdown. So that takes us to our infamous, top 5 power rankings that we.
This one was a good change up.
Yeah, this one was something crazy right here. So let's see what Rick got over here. Ha ha. All right, Rick, break down your top 5.
All right, the Lions. I'm going to tell you, I knew the Lions. I had the Lions as the best team in football for weeks, but I couldn't knock Kansas City off while they were still undefeated and they were still winning football games and they were winning tough football games.
Wait a minute. Did I type that correctly?
All right. Let me see.
You don't have the Chiefs up there?
No, man, I told you, I don't think the Chiefs are that good of a football team. As soon as they lost their first game, I was kind of pull them out of there. I pulled them right out of. I mean, they're still in the top 5 or 6 or 7, but they fell big time because they've lost a lot of close games, or they won a lot of close games this year, and I don't think they're that strong, and I don't think they make the run that they should be. I will say again, I give a lot of credit to Andy Reid for coaching that team up, but he's coaching a bad football team to winning football games. If any of these top 5 teams start to lose, start to fall back, they might work their way back into the top 5. But they lost, and so I got them where they are. I got the Lions at 1 because I think, like we've said, week in and week out, they're the most complete team in football. I think the Eagles are hitting their stride, and there's a real tough team to beat. I could have flopped Buffalo and Philadelphia either way. But right now they're both hitting they're hitting the toughest part of the season where injuries start to come aboard and teams start to slow down. These two teams are starting to pick up and really starting to look like they're tough to beat. Washington's still playing elite football right now, and even with a rookie quarterback, you can't count them out. And then Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, dude. For anybody that want to talk shit about Pittsburgh just keeps winning. They just beat a Ravens team. That Ravens team was in the top 5 up until they've started to hit their slide. These teams are playing the most. I think they're playing the best football right now. That's not to say it won't slide and teams won't mix and match in the top 5, but right now these are the teams that are going to be the toughest teams to beat. You do not want to face these teams going into like a potential playoff run. These teams are just too smooth, and it's going to be a challenge week in and week out.
All right, so this is where I had the issue.
All right, hit me.
All right, okay. The Chiefs, no, cool.
Yeah,
you got Washington ahead of the Steelers when the Steelers just beat Washington, and Washington is on a 2-game losing streak. I don't understand that one. The Steelers just beat Washington.
Yes.
So how are they beneath them?
I think they're playing better football. That's the hardest part. Like,
but the Steelers just beat them head to head.
Yeah. I know. I think they got a better chance. I think they got a better chance of making a run late in the season. So that's what it comes down to. Did the Steelers beat them? Yes. Are they a better football team? I don't know. I should have given 4 to the Steelers with Mike Tomlin, man, because he's doing it. We say it every week. But that was just my gut instinct. That's just where they fell for me. I still feel like Washington has that. Maybe it's a makeup call for saying I'm the worst team in the NFL. At the beginning of the
you damn sure did. You did have a motherfuckers rank, I think, like 32nd and shit. I'm going to let that one go, though.
Yep. Yeah, so that's just where I'm at. Who knows?
All right, so to recap, y'all hear Rick. Rick got the Lions 1, Eagles 2, Bills 3, Commanders 4, and the Steelers 5. All right. Yep. All right. We
got the Ravens fell out and the Chiefs fell out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it got a little rough. All right, so now we got my picks, which, it's pretty much kind of, same thing that, Rick got, but almost not.
Whoa. Go ahead. Yeah. I'll let you explain this one.
I got the Lions 1 because, we talk about this shit every week. Like, I still say they're the most complete team. We got the Bills 2 because I always had them ahead of the Eagles. And then you just went and beat an undefeated Chiefs team. I cannot shit on them. The Chiefs, you lost the game. But you lost the game to a team that was right there beneath. Like, that's like number 1 beating number 2.
That's fair.
Like, I can't drop the Chiefs because – even though they're winning games close, they're still winning them. The Eagles, as you said, they're hitting their stride. Not because that's my team, but I mean, like, I don't give a fuck what football team. I don't give a fuck what team you fucking root for. we all can't see and deny that they're not hitting their stride. And
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh, that went against, once again, Washington 1 week, and then the following week, you beat Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I had to give you that, but, I mean, you got to think, you got the Texans right there, you got Green Bay right there, but something about that Steelers team, yo, that was 2 tough games in back-to-back weeks, and they came out on top both. So that's why it has them in number 5. So we got Lions 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, Eagles 4, and Steelers 5. Let me see if you got any issues with it.
I can't believe you put the Eagles behind the Chiefs after that loss. I knew that. That's a tough one. That's a very tough call.
But for me, because they lost to a team that I think I had ranked at number 3 or number 2 already. So it's like college football. You know, Alabama beat LSU. Y'all ranked number 2 and number 1.
Right.
I can't drop you all the way down to 5 because you lost to the second best team in the fucking in the country.
Right.
So that was hard. Oh, and a quick plug. You can catch one half of the Mass Podcast tomorrow at 8:25 on the Rankings Roundtable. I will be giving my top 10 teams tomorrow at 8:25. So normally, you know, my 5 right here is gonna stay the same because what the fuck I'm gonna go to another show and change my fucking 5. But you gotta see the next 5. Shit got real interesting with that one. But that is my top 5. Don't worry, I don't have the Dolphins up there. You ain't got to worry about that. All right, so our other part of the show that we normally touch on is this bullshit so far. Oh, shit. Let me remove this one right here. Our week 12 picks. I'm getting so fucking tired of fucking Rick, yo. All right, this is where we at. I thought this was the week where I catch him. Like, Rick is still up. Like,
you made up one game.
I made up one fucking game. One fucking game. One game. One fucking game. That's all I made up.
The part is you made up the one game, and this was probably the worst week of picks for me in a long time. I had 5 losses on this fucking week.
Yeah, it is. I ain't gonna front. This fucking week sucked ass. I'm saying, like, yo, I'm about to make moves. I'm looking at the score. I'm like, these motherfuckers. Atlanta, like, y'all fucking shit in the bed on me. I'm sitting here like, yo, B, come on, son. But 109 to 57. Rick is at 113 to 53. You know, as always, look, we're both damn near at 110 wins on the season so far. So you ain't gonna say and tell me we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Obviously, we know we're doing some bullshit ass games going on. But even with that said, let's get into our weekly picks. Ha ha. Oh, hold on. Let me move this brick shit down at the bottom right here. So y'all can see what we got. All right, as I run through this just real quick, hold on, let me pull up the fucking the ESPN joints. All right.
We got 2 games difference.
Yeah, I know, right? You got the Steelers and the Browns. We both went with the Steelers. We got the Chiefs and the Panthers. Yeah, right. We both went with the Chiefs.
Chiefs will put in their backups, man.
We got the Eagles and the Rams. We both went Eagles. We got the Buccaneers and the Giants. We both went with the Buccaneers. We got the Cowboys and the Commanders. We both went with the Commanders. We got the Patriots and the Dolphins. We both went Dolphins. We got the Texans and the Titans. I think we both pretty much picked the same fucking teams all the way down.
That's what I said.
We both got the Texans. We got the Lions and the Colts. We both went Lions. We got the Vikings and the Bears. Both went Vikings. We got the Broncos and the Raiders. Both went Broncos. We got the Packers and the 49ers. Okay. I went Packers. Rick went 49ers. That's what I'm going to catch up. Well, almost. I say that shit every week. Seahawks and the Cardinals. Okay. I went Seahawks. Rick went Cardinals. And we got the Chargers and the Ravens. Damn, that's going to be a good game. We both went Chargers.
Both picked the upset.
Somehow, I need Rick to lose both of those fucking games. That way I can make up some ground. I don't think neither one of us went undefeated throughout a whole week yet. So I'm hoping this is my week. I don't give a fuck. I just hope it's not you. I hope it's me that went undefeated.
The closest I got 2 wrong, and that's the closest I've come to a perfect week.
Well, I need more. I need to get more wrong. I need to catch up. Well, what am I, 4 games behind?
4 games, yep.
Yeah, I need more. I need you to fuck up a little bit more, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, well,
that 49ers game was a tough call.
Yeah, that shit can swing either motherfucking way. With that said, with Joe normally running the boards, we normally take a quick commercial break. So we're gonna take a commercial break and we're gonna come back with some entertainment shit. Like if you love the show The Penguin on HBO Max, you know, we got a lot to talk about as far as that show goes. So if, you know, if you're a Penguin fan, Batman fan, DC fan, or, you know, whatever the case may be, after the commercial break, we're going to come right back with some fucking talk about the Penguin, yo. You know what I'm
You
saying?
are watching Team
What the
NBS
fuck?
Media. We are a
So what's
digital
up,
media
bro?
brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
All right.
From the dance.
I'm like, is he still on mute? I don't hear shit.
Nah, I don't pay me no more. I be bugging. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let me see how we want to do this. All right, so one thing I want to do real quick. Check that out. Bye, y'all. Look how lovely that is. You see how quick I changed that motherfucker shit from NFL to entertainment? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all guys, you know, I mean, all right, y'all can see in Rick's blurry ass background because looks like he was smoking like tons of fucking weed and shit. Y'all can see the Captain America shield. That's crazy. Y'all got the same motherfucking shield. That's wild as shit. So yes, we both love like into that whole comic life shit. As far as, you know, the movies and Rick is more into the comic part. You know, I love more the movie shit because I don't read the comics and shit. Too much shit going on. Too much to keep up with. But this year we, you know, I mean, well, how can I say this? DC, obviously under new management, we can say, which is, oh my god, it's been fucking great because I fucking hate DC, but I love their, I love their new direction. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Even as an MCU guy, I can sit here and say I love their fucking new direction. As I wrote in the article, like their fucking storytelling. For me, I love the Infinity Saga because the storytelling was dope. What Matt Reeves and them is doing now, I don't even say copying. They're doing it correctly. Like they're telling a fucking story. And which brings us to the show, The Penguin. For anybody who knows, Penguin is a Batman villain. But this is not the motherfucker you remember from from the old movies, from like was it Michael Keaton, right? I think it was a Michael Keaton version of Batman.
This one, yeah.
When we had Danny DeVito,
yeah. It's not. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, this is not that Danny DeVito character, son. This is some Sopranos type shit that's going on in Gotham.
Yes, absolutely.
But once again, Rick knows more about it than I do, and Rick, he posed a question, some questions for me, and of course, I had to look a lot of shit up, right? And so, I guess this is one of Rick's questions, right? To anybody who watched the show, who was the real villain in the show? Was it Oz or Sophia? Who do you think it was?
So here's the thing: the story told the story of the Penguin, from his point of view, and we all saw what happened at the end. But I'm sitting here and as I'm
hey, we gotta talk about the end, bro.
Not yet.
Make me cry.
But like, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, yo, what did Sophia do to be the villain? Like, she took over from her damn ass family that didn't give her shit. All she wanted to do was her own damn thing. She wanted to build her own empire. We're over here mad at her for trying to, to right her family's wrongs. So at the end of the day, they were both, in my eyes, the villain. But she was the antagonist of the story. I don't even know if there's a way to say like she was truly the villain, because I felt like she was just going out and trying to fucking take back what she felt was rightfully hers.
that's you know, you got a good point because at the end, I mean not at the end, and not at the end, we find out she was done wrong. And the fact of the matter is she was done wrong really by Oz, like on some real shit. Oz lied. I think for what should have been maybe a couple of days turned into 10 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, who would not be pissed off if you got to spend 10 fucking years, I guess, in prison or the crazy asylum, whatever they want to call Arkham, whatever Arkham is. Mm-hmm. I would be, but, Rick, she did kill her whole fucking family, bro.
She did.
Like, literally, but like her character, and
but on some gangster shit, she killed a family, but that betrayed and didn't support her, and who was the one that put her in Arkham to begin with.
What? Yeah, but she also tried to be partners with Oz, though, even though Oz did her dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was a complex character. Like, yeah.
Right. That's what we really don't talk enough about these shows is like we could talk about the characters and all this other shit, but like, yo, shout out to the writing staff on that because it was so well written. And this is where I draw the line here because everybody's all with this whole superhero fatigue and we're tired of the superheroes and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, you're tired of crappy writing. You get a good writing team in there. You could still tell compelling stories that people are going to be into. You're not tired of the superheroes. You're tired of the cookie cutter stories that we've seen 100 times.
And once again, and I tell Rick this, and Rick understands where I'm coming from. I spoke about it earlier. I am not a DC guy. So when I hear the Penguin, I think of fucking Danny DeVito. Like more of a costume type shit.
Yeah,
like,
he was more of a, like, it was weird. Like his Penguin, don't get me wrong, great for the movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it gave me more of that Humpty Dumpty look.
Yeah. It was more like, if I see this nigga on the street, I can fuck this Penguin up. Like this Oz character, and we all know, granted, at the end of the day, and I remember talking about it as I was watching the show. Rick had already watched the show prior to me watching it, so I was like way behind. But I was, I would go in the room and type shit up, and I remember I wrote the article and I said, like, you wanted Oz to win because I was rooting for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we all know Oz was the villain, but he was like like fucking Scarface. Scarface was an evil motherfucker. He bad as shit. But yet we rooted for this motherfucker at the end. This nigga ain't killing everybody, selling coke and shooting motherfuckers, all kind of crazy shit. But you wanted him to win. Oz, I'm like, yo, I get why he killed his brothers. I get it. I fucking get it. Mm-hmm. But then I remember reading the article and somebody was like, oh, when they had Oz's mom and they was going to cut the finger, and somebody in the article said that, hey, that shows that Oz not care about his mom. I'm like, it showed how much he did care because his whole thing was not to let her down. If he told the truth about what happened, she would look at him different. I mean, even though she did find out what eventually happened, but he could not snitch on himself.
Right.
So they was like, oh, he don't care about his mom. I'm like, nigga, everything he was doing for her.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So he was the villain, but he was that villain dude. I was like, you know what? I want this motherfucker to win. And I'll tell y'all later why I wanted him to win. Rick knows why I wanted him to win. But and to answer Rick's question, I do think that Oz was the real villain of that show.
Yeah.
Once again, these two characters, I was mad because I think they gave them they didn't give them enough time together where they could have did damage to the city.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took it away too quick. Like the truth came out a little too quick for yeah, he's the reason why you was in Arkham. I'm like, dude, they just got together 5 minutes ago. Like, give them time to fuck some shit up together.
You know what I find is fascinating though is I love the fact that they're both still at large. They're both still written into the story. I'm like, this is gonna get good going forward.
Not even that. Remember the letter at the end with Selena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
But once again, we're gonna talk about yeah.
There's just so much to talk about on this one. I love this show. This was probably the best new show I've watched this year.
Yeah. So with that one, I gotta go with Oz as the real villain. Now you also pose this question to me: who's the better penguin, DeVito or Pharrell? Which one you got?
Well, see, because I think at the end of the day, everybody's going to draw the line at their personal favorite. Like if you're talking about what you grew up with versus what is new, people are always going to always pose the question, stuff like this, who's better, DeVito? And I think DeVito, if Colin Farrell's Penguin would have came first, this wouldn't even have been a debate. I think people like Danny DeVito for it being the first real interpretation of this character, and they love the Michael Keaton films. And he did a great job in the 90s. But I think Colin Farrell had a much more complex story. I thought he had a much more, a much better take on the character himself overall. I don't think he gets enough credit, and I said it right when this series started. I'm like, if Colin Farrell isn't up for some type of awards consideration, I consider that a letdown because he did so well. The I don't even what we call them, the props or makeup department did such a great job with all these prosthetics, making him look nothing like
him.
Right, and you watch him play this character, and he's just absolutely crushing the role. And someone said on the internet, one of the sites that I was on said, Colin Farrell did for the Penguin what Heath Ledger did for the Joker. And it's kind of hard. I see where they're coming from. It's hard to argue against that point. So me personally, I think Colin Farrell was the better Penguin.
You know what I compared it to, and once again, you Batman fans, I'm sorry. It's like comparing Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger Joker. Mm-hmm. Like Jack Nicholson at that moment, like, we were younger and we're saying like, yo, you can't nail a Joker like fucking Jack Nicholson nailed the Joker. And then here comes fucking Heath fucking Ledger. Like, once again, Danny DeVito was a great fucking Penguin for that time frame that we were in. So we're like, oh, you'll probably never get another Penguin like Danny DeVito. God damn it. And here we go right now. Like, no one will play like Colin did, will play the Penguin like Colin did. Mm-hmm. No one will play Joker like Heath did. The comparison between the DeVito and I mean, because when you see the Penguin in the cartoons and shit, he's not the tallest character, you know what I mean? But so the DeVito shit was perfect. Mm-hmm. But this Colin Farrell shit right here,
You know what I think is fascinating about this whole complex thing is, like, not only are they playing these characters so well for the time that they're in, but they are complete opposite takes. Same thing with the Joker. They were complete opposite takes on the character, and both of them absolutely knocked it out of the park. And like, it's hard to put one against the, because I always we make the comparisons, and you're an NBA guy. We make the comparisons to Jordan and freaking LeBron and Kobe, and they all play different styles of the game. So like, they just, and so we apply that here. It's just like they were the best at their iteration of the character. So it's harder to compare them. But I think Colin Farrell's Penguin for me, just like, I absolutely love the way they did this. Like, I find it hard to find flaws in that show right now.
And once again, you know how much I fucking hate. I hate the DC. I'm always looking for flaws from fucking where I could not find it. I mean, granted, it's some things I would have did. I spoke about. I would love their friendship or bond or work relationship or whatever to last a little bit longer than like 10 minutes of an episode. I thought them two together could have really, did some damage. However, the way that the story progressed, I'm like, I get it. The acting was is not what I thought it was going to be. So if I ever write an article and I start mentioning DC and I start mentioning the word storytelling, like, yo, that was some great fucking storytelling right there. And matter of fact, no. Okay, I'll save my next point for the next topic. I was about to go on some other shit.
I think we're robbed of when you talk about them not building that bond and not working together. I think that's where we run into the problem with some of these streaming platforms. Had we had the 10 or 12 episodes not working together, we would have had more time to build that, but we're not. We got 8 episodes of the Penguin on this one. You know what I mean? We didn't get the extra 2 episodes or 4 episodes to build that kind of relationship, so you could see their bond, where you could see that wedge being drawn between them, where they hated each other in the long run because we didn't get enough of that because we don't have the episodes that we should have.
I'm with you on that one. See, that's a DC man right there. All right, so I got that one. We got that one. Oh, God, I'm going to have to talk about that one sooner or later. Let me get my emotions together on this motherfucker right here. All right, so speaking of going forward, well, pretty much, there is a world of fucking, villains out there. This is where I am. I know much less. The Penguin got his. Is there another Batman villain that should have their own standalone show, like the Penguin did?
Here's the thing, and Mark and I will go back and forth on this for decades to come. Personally, when it comes to the characters and everything that is involved with DC, I think DC has the stronger characters. They might not have the stronger story, and we could go back and forth. Fans will jump in chats, and we'll go. People will always argue their favorites, but I feel like personally, the characters in the stories are better on the DC side of things. So when I say these things, I think, would you be opposed to a Mr. Freeze sort of origin story like they just did Penguin? Would you be opposed to a Riddler or Scarecrow, where we have these more? And that's just it. In the Penguin, I saw all over online, they originally had written in a Scarecrow storyline there, where he is sort of in the early stages of developing this fear toxin that kind of takes over the city and blah blah blah. And they wrote it out. So I think there are so many fascinating villains that kind of DC has just focused too much on the Joker as the Batman's rival, and it's ridiculous that we have to keep hitting the rewind button and going back to the same characters telling the same fucking stories. At the end of the day, there's some great villains in here. We saw kind of with the Joker movies, his kind of origin, so would it go there? No. But I mean, if we look down the list, I'd still watch a Poison Ivy. I'd watch a Clayface movie. You know what I mean? There's so many villains here that you want them to expand this universe, and they're just not doing it for the big screen. So put it on the small screen. Tell me what happens with Mr. Freeze and everything,
What got me, all right, the question, and I thought about it because it depends on how you look at the situation. Mm-hmm. Me, I would love to see a Catwoman Selena Kyle show. Mm-hmm. I think she has a fucking great backstory. And the fact that Sophia Falcone is her half sister, however you want to look at the shit. Mm-hmm. I would love to see how all of that came to be. Now we got bits and pieces of it in the new Batman film, but mm-hmm. however, and you remember, Catwoman from the original movies, but yet we're still missing that major backstory. Now, mm-hmm. is she a villain? Depends on how you look at that shit. She's like mm-hmm. Deadpool to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? She could do good shit, she could do bad shit. But I would love to see her backstory, and I would love to see a version of her with Sophia, because there is still a part of good and evil right there. Mm-hmm. I would like to see the sisters go back and forth, and how she dealt with her dad before he got killed, things of that nature. I would love to see a Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, get their own story. I know that's a popular character, but for me, she still is prominent in the story moving forward,
Mhm.
as we know from the new movie, as we've seen the letter in at the end of the show, and as we know that more than likely she's going to be in Batman 2.
Mhm.
So I think she is a prominent character, and even though she may not be a villain per se, even though I think Batman still need to beat that down, but still, I would love to see a standalone TV show about Selena Kyle.
The only drawback I think to that is what I loved about the Penguin is they didn't bring in the Batman.
That was awesome.
The fact that they kept it out and they made it just about those characters. I think Batman overpowers the storyline, and you have to almost put him into the story, and it would have taken you out of the complexity of their story. So if you bring in Selena Kyle and Catwoman, she's very close and connected to Bruce. I think that you are almost getting to the point where if you're doing it on the small screen, you would have to bring in Batman, and again, that would draw a very, very thick line. But going forward in the movie, absolutely, I think there's more there. I would love to see more. Maybe they set it up in the movie where she has her own spin-off afterwards. Who knows? But yes, her story's there. There's plenty of meat on the bone there, and I'd like to see the complexity between where one sort of not turned out good, but took the road towards being more of a anti-hero, and the other one ended up a villain. So, yeah, there's definitely some there that I can't wait for. They're building something great right now.
Yo, fuck it. Give me the Catwoman. Give me Sophia. Give me fucking Poison Ivy. Give me motherfucking I don't really think that we can. Once again, who the fuck knows? Once again, I thought Danny DeVito would not be top. I thought Jack Nicholson would not be top, but to find another Harley Quinn, dude, I don't think we can ever find another Harley Quinn cat, but just to see those women, on a small, the movie shit is the movie shit, but it's something about having them on a small screen with about 8 to 10 episodes is so good. DC had a show prior to becoming, what they are now. I forgot. Oh my God, what the fuck was it? Something Knights, Gotham Knights, with the kids of Batman, of the Joker, and all that. Yeah, it was a great fucking concept. I don't know why it did not work. I was very caught up in that show. I thought that shit was dope as fuck. You got Batman kid and you got the Joker and them kid all working together. I thought that shit was fire. That was a great fucking topic. That shit, I was like, DC got me. They're like, oh, we're canceling it. I was like, you motherfucker. Oh, you bitch. Like, you got me all hooked on the show. You took it away from me. Like, oh, you motherfucker. Yeah. But I would love to see that. No, okay, we're going to say this one for last. Yeah, we definitely going to say that one for last. Oh, boy. I got to do it. I'm sorry. Now, Rick already knows how I feel about this shit right here. Did Vic, did Vic have to die, and then Slash, is Vic dead? I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Now, all right, Rick, so first part, did Vic have to die at the end? I'm sorry. If y'all didn't watch it, y'all shouldn't be watching the fucking podcast to begin with. So I ain't give you no spoilers alert.
We talked about way too much. You can't worry about the spoilers right now.
That's your motherfucking fault. Push me. Did Vic have to die at the end of the first season?
You know what? As soon as he sat next to him on that bench towards the end of the show, I'm like, I don't know, man. I got a fucking bad feeling about this.
Shit didn't look right. I ain't gonna lie.
They're just going back and forth, and they're having this casual conversation. I'm like, bro, get up, walk away. You ain't gonna end well. I saw it coming the whole time, but at the end of the day, I think if they wanted to establish Penguin as a true villain, then yeah, that was the right play. And that's what I said when I look at this show and I say I can't find faults. I'm like, I get it. I understand why they did that. They wanted to make sure that this is not a guy you're rooting for. He's a piece of shit.
Some bullshit, man. But I mean, like you're saying, the way that you're looking at it and the way that you're explaining it, you are absolutely correct, because as we talked about earlier, you're looking at Oz and you're thinking, okay, that's the dude who's going to do everything for his mom. Mm-hmm. That's the dude who's doing everything for the people underneath him as far as his crew goes. He killed his brothers, and rightfully so, because you saw it like their first time on the screen together. You sort of look at his face, you're like, yo, he don't like those motherfuckers. Like, he's not feeling them. But once again, he's ridiculed because of his leg and the way that he looks. But then you got Vic. When he didn't kill Vic, I was like, all right, I'm with this shit. You know my post. I was like, yeah, I love the fact that that's an Italian man and a black kid, and we all know how Italians and blacks don't really, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this is great. I remember saying that. This is great fucking writing. Because, they never made any kind of racial fucking jokes or, stereotypes or anything. And then the mom fucked with Vic tough. But when they sat down, I was like, oh, shit. I thought he was going to shoot him. Mm-hmm. But then when he choked him out, I was like, it's more personal. But like you're saying, you had to show his transformation into what we know the Penguin to be. Because right now, at the same time, it's like he had a heart. What his only heart was for his mom, Vic, and then the girl, his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. But somehow, he let her live. But at the end, he still kind of fucked her over because she's portraying the role of his mom. So that was some weird shit at the end of the fucking movie. But he got his mom in the penthouse, like he said. But the Vic shit, nigga, that was, come on, bruh. And I think that, my bad.
No, I'm jumping in on you. So, I think the reason they did it that way is because,
not my boy though, Rick.
If he turns his back, he's the villain. He turned his back on Sophia, but you get it. Her family treated him like shit, so you still kind of understood. You still kind of related that. You're like, I can see why he did that. But when he turned on Vic, you can't say I can see why he did that. You might be able to explain why he did it, but you don't relate to it. You can't say, oh, I would have done the same thing. That's where they drew the line. So, I mean, that was just good writing, because up until that point, you're like, I get his point. I get his stance. He had no other choice. He had another choice in this situation. He could have let Vic go. He didn't. So you're like, yeah, fuck that dude. He's a piece of shit.
But God damn. Now, the other part. Like and I think I touched about it on the chat as well. I think it was after Vic killed the guy that he knew from back in the neighborhood, and I think I found out about it, and then he embraced him. I was like, oh shit! I said, y'all trying to make a nigga cry watching the motherfucking watching the motherfucking TV show. I was like, yo, that was some touchy shit. I don't give a fuck, yo. That was some emotional shit. But now the other part is. And you already know how I feel about it. Is Vic really dead? Can Vic come back in another season or another movie?
I'm gonna, as a comic book fan, as someone who's seen these movies and these shows and have read comics, you learn never say never in a comic book world, in a superhero world. Unless you see a dead body, that guy can come back. And even if you have seen a dead body, they can find ways for that dude to come back. Now, what we know that Oz choked him out, left him for dead, and threw his ID in the river. That's what we know. We don't know that he died, that the ambulance doesn't show up after finding him, resuscitates him. We just know he was left for dead and assumed he was dead. So can he come back? Absolutely. There's no way with a team that did that well of writing that they couldn't find a way to write that in.
Now, as we explained to y'all earlier, I'm not the quintessential fucking DC expert. So when I wrote the article, I had to look shit up. Literally, I had to go and look shit up. Like, I remember Robin's story, and then I think I was Googling some shit, and somebody had mentioned Red Hood. So I'm like, all right, so let me go Google, who the fuck Red Hood is. Then I found out that Red Hood, was resurrected. Almost like for anybody Arrow. If you watch Arrow, you remember the Lazarus Pit, right? They pretty much resurrected a few characters in Arrow. So I'm like, oh shit, that makes perfect fucking sense. You can bring back Vic if he's dead, because once again, all we saw was a fucking body. You see people get choked out, just lose their breath and pass out. Oz did not pick his body up and throw the shit in the river. He just took the fucking ID out and tossed it. That's some symbolism shit right there. There's a reason why he did that. I don't give a fuck. Maybe that's just me with my theories. But there's a reason why he took the ID out and tossed the shit in the fucking river instead of tossing the whole body in the fucking river. There's a reason why he did what he did.
Yo, so you know what? Not to interrupt you again, but goddamn, yo, we don't even know that he choked him to death. And I say that in a way like, what if he did? What if he just passed out? And Oz knew it, and he wanted. I mean, because he did have that soft spot for him. So what if he didn't? What if he didn't die? And Oz is just like, all right, I'm gonna choke him out so he doesn't follow me, so he doesn't try sticking with me. But I'm gonna leave him here for dead. You don't know that he actually. The more I think about it, you're like, yo, he could have just left him there in a way to say, hey, don't follow me, kid. You know.
Look, you already know. Look, I'm with whatever fucking theory when it comes to that. Like I said, when I saw the limp body fall out, and the wild part is I read an article, and the article said, hey, after Oz choked him out, Oz threw him in the river. In my mind, I wanted to email the writer and be like, what? Maybe he was watching the bootleg version, but he threw the ID in the river. The body was still laying on the fucking ground, but the fact that he went in his pocket and grabbed the fucking ID and threw the shit in the fucking river is the part where I'm like, okay, there's more to the fucking story. Now, the Robin shit that I wrote about came about because I'm like, all right, somehow you got to bring Robin into the story. No matter how you look at it, Batman, come on, that's peanut butter and jelly. They got to go into the story. Now, who says Robin can't be a black man? At one point, Marlon Wayans was about to play Robin. So there's a possibility that Robin can be a black man. Now, Robin was also built on revenge. Vic coming back to life, wanting to kill Oz for taking him out. And even if you go the Joker's route or the Riddler's route, the Riddler is the one who killed his family in the original Batman movie with the flood. So Vic has a reason to be vengeful in the next season or the next fucking movie. That's why I was like, okay, well, let me do the Robin story or the Red Hood story because Vic does have a reason to want revenge on these motherfuckers.
Absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, there are different ways to go where, again, with good writing, you can go multiple ways with multiple different Robins because we all know in the past there has been more than one. So how you choose to do it might alienate some people, but with good writing, you're going to bring those people along no matter what.
I agree. I fucking totally agree with you on that one. All right, so let's jump back to the last question, I guess, on this show is boom. Ha ha! What do you think? Should Penguin get a second season?
Here's the tough part.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
To me, I want a second season because I want to know more. I want the follow-up to this story. I want to every single character that was developed in this series, I want more of. That's just how well they did. I don't want a second season that's just going to spoil my high opinion of these characters. I thought it was done so well, like we said earlier. I could not find fault in this. I don't want them dragging this story out simply to get a second season, and then we start seeing all the faults in the freaking story and all the weird ways they try to make it work that don't. So, does it deserve a second season? Absolutely. Do I want a second season? Absolutely. Should it get one? I cannot make a definite statement on that one.
I think what got everybody fucked up and jacked up a little bit is that what happened at the end with the bat signal. But however, like Matt Reeves said, and once again, because of fucking Rick got me fucking Googling and researching all kinds of shit. So of course, me and the shit that I'm typing in Google is one question. Why wasn't Batman in the Penguin? And Matt Reeves gave you the perfect fucking reason. Everything that the Penguin did was done underground. It was not seen in Batman. And also, as Reeves said out of his own fucking mouth, Batman was away dealing with some own shit that he was dealing with. That Riddler shit fucked him up. So that's why you don't really see him, in Gotham at the time of the Penguin. Now, everybody sort of let the bat signal come up, and they just assume that the story is going to pick up. It don't have to pick up with Batman in it. The signal can just be the fucking signal. While we getting a new Batman 2, he still can be fighting the Joker, or he can be fighting whatever the fuck he want to fight. And the Penguin can still be underground, building his fucking empire into the next fucking season, until the next Bat. Like, there is a way for him to still stay out of Batman's vision while we get a second fucking season, and for Vic to come back and whoop some ass. But I mean, there's still a way for all that to happen without him being in the Batman or Batman being in his second season.
Well, here's the thing we have to remember, and the story matters. And I try to tell people this because, like, everybody's like, how is Batman so this great superhero, this, see all, know all, everything that happens in Gotham? But it comes down to how you're telling a story. When we look at Batman, Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson in it, we're getting year one Batman. So we're early stages. He grew to become this great character that knew everything that was going on in Gotham. He wasn't there early on, and that's where they're telling this story. So you're seeing, before there's even all these supervillains in Gotham, you're getting the original story of the underground crime families. So that's where the story, kind of throws people off. So that's why he would be able to get away with all the stuff he got away with without being a part of Batman's storyline.
That's why I believe that a second season could work. Like I said, the bat signal doesn't necessarily have to be for the Penguin. The fucking Riddler and the Joker could have escaped Arkham. Like, Sophia could, like, dude, it could be for any countless other fucking things. It doesn't have to be, because the fucking Penguin didn't even see the fucking bat signal. His back was turned. He didn't see the fucking shit. We did, but he didn't see it. It doesn't have to be for it. Like, dude, you got to watch the way that some of these great writers, great storytelling, tell their story. They would tell it in the way where, you know what I'm saying, they're going to put something in front of you, but then misdirect you with something fucking else.
Right.
I would love to see a second season. I'm a fan of this shit. I mean, I never watched a show twice, but I would love to see a second season of the fucking Penguin. Should we get a second season? Yeah, because I want Vic to come back. I ain't with this shit. He killed my boy. I'm ready to fuck somebody up.
Well, you know what? To me, that was absolutely perfect, because you weren't, the way they did it, that you weren't rooting for the Penguin. You were rooting for Vic the whole fucking time. You're like, this is a guy that just lost his way. You wanted him to succeed. He's not a bad dude. He just got involved in the wrong shit because of the hand he's been dealt. So you were rooting for him the whole time. So that by default, you were rooting for the Penguin.
Yep. That's what I wanted to say earlier. Yeah, we was rooting for Vic. I mean, we was rooting for the Penguin because we wanted Vic to fucking win, which in turns means the Penguin fucking wins. But now he done tried to snuff my boy out and all kind of crazy shit. This shit is personal, bruh. Like,
right.
I mean, he done sit here and let his girl go across the country and shit. They could have lost his girl. He done lost his mom, his dad, his brother. That's some fucked up shit. Didn't he gonna kill him?
Right.
Bro, I was hot.
Hey, you know what? Man, that'd be, it's a good storyline. Like I said, I'd love to see it in season 2, but
yeah, I was hot.
Had they do it right.
Well, oh shit, all right, we can go over just a little bit right here because it's something that me and Rick need to talk about before we go to the last topic. Look, anybody watch this motherfucking Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight? Was it Jake Paul? I don't know the fuck that motherfucking name is. That
one of them damn kids.
That dude fight. All right. So Netflix had a buffering issue, and Rick hates Netflix. I don't say he hates Netflix, but I mean, look, I get it. Anybody trying to watch the fight, some people dealt with, the little died 50%, 75%, 88%. You had to deal with that, and you had to deal with it Honestly, they say, "Oh, Netflix should be big enough to hold." Dude, it was 120 million fucking people. I don't even think Netflix knew all the motherfuckers were trying to watch the goddamn fight. But not even that. That's the same night Cobra Kai dropped.
Mm.
So you're talking, and that's just the people, just them two shows. Imagine what everybody else is trying to watch on Netflix who's not into Cobra Kai, who's not into the fight. That's a lot of fucking traffic on one streaming site. It's not a fucking network like NBC or ABC, CBS, Fox. It's a streaming site. Streaming site buffers. Now, I will say this. Not everybody's shit was streaming. So while we're blaming Netflix, check your motherfucking Wi-Fi too as well. Maybe your Wi-Fi just ain't strong enough because it was motherfucker. Like I was sitting there watching a fight with somebody, and I was like, "Yo, the girl, I forgot her name. I forgot the upset. You know, the girl who got her eye fucked up. I was like, yo, she lost the fight. My boy was like, how you know? Because I went on Facebook while my shit was buffering. They shit wasn't. They knew. I was still at the beginning of the round while the fight was already over. So I already knew who won the motherfucking fight. So it wasn't buffering for every fucking body. But it's just to say that as big as Netflix is, I don't really think they really realized how many motherfuckers was going to tune in to that fight.
The problem I have with this is the same problem we had with HBO when freaking Game of Thrones was on in the last season of Game of Thrones. Pulled the same shit, man. Go on ESPN or NFL.com on a fucking Sunday trying to catch the football scores, and it's the same shit. The internet, we don't have the internet to handle the volume, the sheer volume of the people that get interested in the big shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, we could blame Netflix all we want, but they're not the only one that has this problem.
So it's like, I don't know anything about this shit, but there's never going to be a way to fully fix that. Can you imagine like the Super Bowl? I mean, no offense on your shit. Can you imagine a Super Bowl being played on Apple TV? We can't watch it.
Right.
Streaming sites should not. It's good for business, but any major sporting event like that should not be on a streaming site because of this.
The thing we have to realize is it's not just that it's an event that's on streaming, it's a live event.
Yeah.
That's the real problem. People have to tune in live. Every other thing you watch on, on an as needed basis. You get home from work at 2:00, you can watch it. You get home from work at 7:00 at night, you can watch it. This stuff is live. Everybody's got to tune in right then and there.
It's it was great to see. You remember pay-per-view. I think a Tyson fight back in the day was like $29.95, $39.95, some old crazy shit. Then the prices went up. So I commend cats like Netflix and Amazon and Apple TV and and all of that shit. I'm pretty sure a year, 2 or 3 years down the line, it's going to get correct. But something like that, you can really never ever get correct. Like, can you imagine someone? I mean, me and you've been on parts of websites where we get tons of traffic. Like if one of our websites said Bleacher Report, remember it used to shut our website down. Like it used to break our website. Like, oh shit, we got the white screen because the website is now knocked off. So you and I, we have experience with that kind of shit happening. Imagine Netflix sitting there like, yo, y'all do know y'all got 120 million motherfuckers trying to watch this fight. Once again, same night that Cobra Kai dropped. So you can imagine the amount of traffic that was hitting Netflix at one fucking time. They should have had I know their computers were steaming. That's it. But even with all the streaming, I mean, all the buffering, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad buffering to the point where you miss so much. Like, oh my God, everybody just complained to complain at the end of the day. Like, if anything, you missed 4 seconds or something. And it wasn't even a fight you missed. It was the in-between commercials or pregame fight. Like, during the fight, I didn't have no fucking streaming issues. Doing the talk around with Rosie Perez and them, I don't know what the fuck she was still doing there. But with Rosie Perez and them,
that's the most random shit ever.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I'm listening. I'm like, yo, is that motherfucking Rosie Perez doing a boxing? Like, what the fuck did y'all find her at, son? And then you had Cedric the Entertainer looking like a fucking Nigerian scammer and shit. I'm sitting here like, dude, why y'all ain't call me? I would have did this shit. I was like, these motherfuckers can't even spell boxing. And what the fuck? But Netflix is there. And then, oh my God. And then, sorry, Greg, if you're listening, there got to be some tampering charges. Because I sat there and I watched motherfucking Michael Irvin tell fucking Jerry Jones pretty much that if you go offer the job to Deion Sanders, that he's going to take. I'm saying like, yo, did they just do that shit on live TV? I'm like, did they just do that shit on fucking live television?
Jerry Jones is out of his damn mind anyway. He said he was introducing people to Netflix. Like, what the fuck? Netflix been here for longer than you've owned the Cowboys. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, he's fucking C-down, son. But at the end, like, it was a great, it was a great day. And then you see they got WWE coming. They got motherfucking they got NFL games coming. Tell you what, Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fuck! Boy, you cannot fuck that up.
Nope.
I love what they're doing, but you cannot fuck up those live events. So please get y'all shit together. All right. Of course, as always, we go over it, and the fact that you guys are still here and the numbers keep growing as we're about to go off the air, that shit always amazes me. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Now,
yes, sir.
Rick and I decided we wanted to try something different. We watch a lot of television. Normally, we run an entertainment show, and you would really think that Rick and I watch the same fucking shows. That would kind of make our shows a little bit better. But we watch different shit, so we can never talk about the shit that we actually watch because we don't watch the same fucking shows. So
fucking crazy.
Rick was like, "Hey, let's do a list of the top 3 shows that we feel as though our viewers should be watching." Rick has some good shit. I don't know about 2 of these shows. 2 of these shows I didn't know. I'm like, what the fuck is Rick talking about, yo?
I got a shit ton of shows, man, and every time I come out with one of these lists, I assure you it's something different because, like, I watch so many goddamn shows.
All right, Rick. So break your list down.
So right now I'm gonna start with the Shrinking. It's a Apple TV show. You see 2 of my 3 are on Apple.
Of course it is.
It is. You're right. Dang right. But Shrinking of this show because it's done by the same people that did Ted Lasso. It's a show about dealing with grief. One of the main characters, he loses his wife in a car accident. It deals with going to therapy. He's a therapist, so not only does he need therapy, how he deals with his grief, and he passes that on to his patients. It's a funny show. It's done by the same guy who did Scrubs, Ted Lasso. What was the other show he was involved in? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's another thing. Real funny show, really lighthearted, charming, but a lot of great storytelling in there, a lot of emotional attachments and to characters. So I think they do really well with that show. And it's got, for any of y'all that did watch Ted Lasso, spoiler alert, it does have the great Roy Kent in there. Second show is Jack Ryan, that is on Prime TV or Prime Video, whatever you want to call it. It's got John Krasinski. Y'all know him from The Office. It's a Tom Clancy book that they turned into a show. Great spy show to watch. And then the last one, if you are into the Godzilla style shows or movies, this one's a great watch for you on Apple TV. I think it's just getting a second season. They're digging a little bit deeper into some more of these characters. So those are 3 that I'm watching right now that are kind of unsung in a lot of people's eyes. You probably haven't seen them. Maybe Jack Ryan's on some people's list, but the rest of them, they've kind of been under talked about in the entertainment world right now. Who's texting me?
All right, the Jack Ryan joint. Yeah, I definitely got to catch up on that one. The Monarch joint. Yeah, I'm not doing no Godzilla shit. That's not happening. The Shrinking. Look, anytime I get to see motherfucking Han Solo and some shit,
he's great in this show too.
Yo, wait a minute, is that my man Marshall from
How I Met Your Mother? Yep.
How I Met Your Mother?
Yep.
All right, that might be that. Yeah, okay, that might be worth checking out. The Godzilla shit, I just can't do it. I don't really watch the Godzilla movies to begin with. But the Jack Ryan, you already know how I am about spy shows, so I definitely got to get back into that one. And sure. I'll check out the Shrinking shit because I fuck with Marshall. I know he got a name, but he will forever be Marshall to me from How I Met Your Mother. So okay, I'm with two of these. The third one, that monster shit, yeah. But you already know that you're like half crazy anyway, so ain't no telling what you gonna watch anyway. But my list is pretty well. I want to say pretty much kind of like yours. There ain't no monsters in that motherfucker though. I ain't gonna lie to you right there. I don't know what Rick got y'all watching and shit. All right, so here's my three. The day of the Jackal. I just started that maybe 2 nights ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago. I thought it was like I thought every episode was like dropping at once and shit. So I got to like episode 6 and like there weren't anymore. They said come back next week. So you kind of imagine how pissed I was the other night because that show was good. It's about I guess a hitman, a sniper. You know, the guy on the left, of course. He's a contract killer. And as you see, we have a young lady here who is MI6 agent. But if you don't know her, she's from Captain Marvel and fucking James Bond. Actually, she is a new James Bond. So it's a British movie. I think it's done by Sky Studios out in Britain. But you like a cat and mouse show, MI6 agent looking for a fucking contract killer. You can just imagine the back and forth there. So it's high intense. Plus, I love shit where people get shot. So that's kind of my shit to begin with. So as you see, most of my shows got gun shit in it. Yeah, I'm a little violent motherfucker. The next one, Linus. As we have been seeing within the last decade, maybe a lot of our top movie stars are going small screen. I mean, we got motherfucking Morgan Freeman right here. Oh my God, how did I forget her name? Zoe Saldana. That's it. Well, please, we all know who the fuck she is. That's like queen of the what do they call the movies? They got other movies.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Bro, in Avatar, she's just the $1 billion queen, man. You need a
queen of the franchises. That's what I was looking for. She got fucking Avatar, fucking Avengers, and all that other shit. And then we got Nicole Kidman. Like, dude, Nicole Kidman on a small screen. Like that shit. These are agents of, a real agency within the, I guess, the CIA, or, they call it. They just hit people. Like they just go around killing motherfuckers. Like your president, your governor is kidnapped. You send this team in. It's some strong scenes. But it's like motherfucking. What is that fucking show? Not the show, that video game everybody loves. Modern Warfare or Call of Duty. Yeah, it's like Call of Duty with a female. Like that's all it is. Right, it's like Call of Duty with a female lead. Great written show. It's written by Taylor Sheridan, who does Yellowstone and all the other shit that people like. Oh my God, Mary Kingstown. That's the other fucking show I keep missing out on.
That's the one I gotta go back to.
And you put me on that show.
And I forgot all about it too. I gotta go back to it.
I gotta get back to that. But yeah, but Taylor Sheridan, he does Mary Kingston too, and he does The Lioness, and he does Yellowstone and shit of that. So this is a great, well-written show. I mean, we talking Morgan Freeman and fucking Nicole Kidman, so you already know it's an all-star cast. All right, next up we got Found. How can I describe this show? Oh my God. What is my man name from fucking Saved by the Bell? Zach Morris.
Yep.
All right, Zach Morris is a fucking deranged.
Real name.
Zach Morris is a deranged kidnapper in this show. Like when I saw this shit, I'm like, yo, there's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna believe Zach Morris is a fucking bad guy. This motherfucker plays this role to a fucking T.
Nice.
He kidnapped a young girl. I think she was like 13 years old. He was a high school teacher and she was a student. He kidnapped her for a year, held her in captivity for a year, then kidnapped another girl. Years later, she escaped. Years later, she kidnaps his ass and holds him in her basement of her house for a considerable amount of time. Then he escapes. So now it's a back and forth. Now, all the while, she has an agency where she helps retrieve people that were kidnapped. But the catch is he's helping her solve the cases at the same fucking time. Like, it's some weird game that they're playing. It's a cat and the mouse game. But to see Zach Morris, I keep calling this nigga Zach Morris because he always be Zach Morris. His real name is Mark Paul Gosselaar, but he's fucking Zach Morris. But to see Zach Morris play a bad guy, and he does that shit so fucking well. It's a conniving fucking it's some Silence of the Lambs type shit. Like, this show is, the fucking writing on this show is phenomenal. Like, but yeah, you got a show where, a dude kidnapped a female. Years later, she escaped. She ended up kidnapping his ass back. He ends up escaping, and then it's a cat and mouse. Like, hey, catch me if you can. But in his mind, he loves her. So you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. But it's a great thriller on NBC. And I think
check that one out.
Yeah, this that fucking sound is off the fucking chain. But those are my 3 shows. You got the Day of the Jackal, you got the Lioness, and you got Found. You got time? I mean, you can head to any. I think the Day of the Jackal is on Peacock. Lioness is on Paramount Plus, and Found is on NBC. Yeah, so the Lioness and the Jackal you can go stream right now. I stream all them motherfuckers right now. What else am I doing? Oh, and right now I am about to start season 2 of Yellowstone. So I sat there, I could not sleep last night. I went to sleep 5 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I just watched the whole fucking first season of fucking Yellowstone last night. Yeah, I binge watched that whole fucking shit. Now I'm about to do part 2, start season 2 tonight.
I think I'm on season 3. I've kind of slowed down on that one.
This shit crazy as motherfucking.
Yeah. That's
the crazy fucking shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers are wild as fuck over there in Montana. I ain't going out there. But that's all we got for y'all as always. Oh god damn, we really went over the time. 2 hours and 11 minutes. It's all fucking Rick fault.
We do be talking.
Yeah. But as always, man, we want to thank y'all for another great episode. And every time we about to go off, people just keep coming on. Well, thank y'all for coming on though. Next week is, wait a minute. Oh shit, it's a holiday, right?
Yep.
Oh, huh. All right, I guess we'll figure that out as as we go along.
On Friday or Saturday, like we always do.
Yeah, that's a holiday. We don't want to fuck nobody up while y'all traveling. Be like, oh, stewardess, hold the flight because the Mavs podcast coming on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be some shit though. Proud of you if you do.
Yeah, like, make sure they put that shit on the TVs on the back of your screen. Oh, unless y'all fly with JetBlue, because we got TVs on the back of our screen and shit. I don't know about Delta and the rest of them motherfuckers. I just know we got them on the back of our screen. So if you fly JetBlue, you can get YouTube and you can watch the Mad podcast while you're flying. But oh yeah, and the Wi-Fi is free on JetBlue.
There you go.
But no, real shit though. Want to thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode of the Mavs podcast. We know we go from sports to entertainment. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. Might talk porn. I don't know. I keep saying that shit. One day it's gonna happen. But no, I gotta go because I'm about hungry to the motherfucker, and I want to watch. I want to go watch Yellowstone. So with that said, thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Later.
Hey, what that thing say?